Yes, I feel so good right now. Surround yourself with good people. Good things happen. On today's podcast, Steve Dart, who is at the centre of all things, if you like, adventure sports, testing yourself, and running big operations worldwide. He's got a big event coming up in December on the Gold Coast, the Gold Coast Convention Centre in December, called Pulse X. Really check that out. This guy is a winner. I can't explain it to you, but he's not in this room right now. I'm going to tell you now, when you meet a winner, you know they're a winner. Just come in and just speaking knowledge and truth without a hint of ego. Just a great guy. Sit back and listen and pick up a bit of this from Steve Dart. Are you there, Stevie boy? Ow! Steve Dart.
Drew.
Yeah, what I was saying, mate, I made a realisation recently when I started making these podcasts that for the first time in history, our kids, grandkids, everyone in our family will one day now be able to look back and hear what Steve Dart's thoughts and feelings were in time.
Perfect. Happy place.
Yeah, but for the first time in, that's quite incredible to me, like what, the key is we just want to have a chat.
Have a chat, see what's happening, especially on the Gold Coast.
Yeah. So, man, I was looking up on LinkedIn last night. Where do I start with you?
I guess let's go back to the early days. Came out of Melbourne, Victoria, lived a lot of my teens down there, was right into AFL football. Was a surfer, around 16 years old, surfing really cold southern waters, and thought, God, it's got to be something a bit better. So I used to see all my heroes in the surf mags, and they were basically surfing these crystal barrels of Burleigh Point, Kirra. I thought, I've got to get up there. So my parents were moving up to sort of ocean shores, northern New South Wales, and thought, what a great time. I used to spend a lot of time over in Indonesia, getting away from the cold weather. I thought, let's get up there and let's go. Let's see where my heroes are. So that's basically the drive to get up here.
It's a beautiful part of the world in Phillip Island, though. Like, there is an addiction to that area. Yeah. It's freezing, though.
Hardcore guys down there, surfers, skaters, everyone is really into their action sports, adventure sports. So in those early days, it was, really limited equipment, really thin wetsuits. It was really tough. We spent a lot of time in the warm showers and in the cold water. So great to get up on the beautiful water of Gold Coast and see some of the quality waves they get up here.
Hey, what do you do? I lived in Sydney for a long time, a little while, and I remember coming back from a nightclub in the middle of the night. It was like 5 a.m. with a bunch of friends, and we're at Clovelly, which is sort of near Bondi, Coogee sort of thing. And out from the sort of the hills came these 4 or 5 old people, like really old people with sort of Russian accents. And they jumped in the water. It was freezing in just little Speedos, but they changed my life.
Yep.
They made me go, that is the coolest sort of thing. And the water's not cold. Like just a good 20-minute blast. Yep. And still to this day on the coast, I never put on a wetsuit. It doesn't get cold anyway. And I'm sure you living down that part of the world for growing up would appreciate that. But there's nothing like that cold water, mate, to start your day or just change your attitude. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Some of the hardest times were being, a couple of hours in that cold water and then getting out, having to do the buttons of your shirts up, and that was it was really tough. But coming up to the Gold Coast warmer waters and surfing these pristine conditions, it was really such a great thing for me to do. And as much as I love the southern states and all that activity down there, love being on the Gold Coast for all the activity it provides, and just really happy to be up here and really enjoying it.
Yeah. But you've been up here a long time, right?
Yeah, been up here around 17 years now, and came up actually sort of hustling a deck grip for surfboards called X-Track. And one of the great things is I went to one of the snow surf shops and on Southport and sort of hustled the sale of this product, and the guy said, listen, you've got a bit of background in snow, because I'd done a bit of time in the mountains there down in Buller and Hotham and that kind of stuff, and said, we really want to build the snow scene up here on the Gold Coast. So I started managing a shop there, and I was lucky enough while I was spending time there to go on a wakeboard tour with Dave Thorpe and a few of the guys from There was Tiger at that time from Fox, and that got me into the introduction to Red Bull. So it was just a convergence of activity and opportunities that sort of opened up. And I was always keen. You know, when I went on the tour, I was washing the boat, you know, just 6 o'clock, all the other athletes were asleep, and I was washing the boat and making sure everything was for performance time. So
great. But that's it. You know, when you walked in here today, because I meet a lot of people now, you know, and you're a bit different. You know, you definitely on the jump. What time do you wake up in the morning?
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
4 o'clock. My day's 4 o'clock start into the gym. That gets me sort of prepared. I work on frameworks of not the body size, but where you position yourself in, you know, business, and to start really strong. And everyone I know, as far as key in business or entrepreneurs, their day starts at 4. And that's basically, you know, where I like to sit at 2.
Yeah. And by 10, most of it's done in a way like you've at least got it off your mind, perhaps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, you want to hit the ground running. Anyone tells you that, you know, when you're out and you want to be the best and perform well, you've just got to always have everything firing. And that's where I sit, you know. So, and everyone tells me I'm pretty passionate, but it's just like, look, I just got ambition. You know, I just want to drive things forward, and that's it.
Yeah, great. I want to ask you, like, you know, Red Bull just came along. I'm just as a kid, so to speak. All of a sudden, Red Bull came along, and there has been no turning back. I don't even know if they sell drinks. You know what I'm saying? It seems I'm a Formula One fan. They're in everything, absolutely everything. I think, where's this? But people are drinking it.
Yeah. Look, more than just the product, it was always the functionality and the opportunity that created, not only for you know, young athletes, but also moving them through to podium placement. One of the good things about Red Bull, it was always a culture. It was never just the beverage alone. It was a great opportunity to get it out there as a product for everyone to have what we call hand in hand. But the opportunities that it was giving athletes, especially in that action sports world, to actually have a destiny and design it that way. And then Red Bull's got a great program where they take on athletes and they have a great opportunity to look after them once they're finished. I hadn't seen that before.
Wow.
So
yeah, you think of what was before Red Bull. Let's have a think of that. What was before
there
Red
was
Bull?
Probably
I think
couldn't think.
You would know about this more than me, being in that industry, but
Lucas,
Fox, I think there was a name at the time, but they're just a clothing brand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably in the beverage market, it was Lucasade, which is giving you your energy hit. But, you know, Red Bull's one of those companies that it was always driving trend. It grew up with cliff diving in Acapulco. It also grew up with snowboarding in Austria. Yeah. And, you know, just another story. I did a couple of seasons over at Whistler Blackcomb, and we had the Austrians that were coming over and working on the mountain, and they had the Red Bull with them, and I saw them and I thought, wow, this is really cool. You guys are so into this product, and it's actually it's so personalised, because the way it has the personality of the brand, these Austrian guys are really pushing it. I thought, yeah, look, I want to jump on behind that too. Yeah. So I had a really good touch point about, you know, 17 years ago when I was overseas in Whistler Blackcomb. So
blows my mind. Could you imagine being the head of that company and actually physically trying to run an operation like that?
Yeah.
You know, wow. It really is amazing that they're still at it. Like, honestly, in the scheme of world business, I know from my dad's company, you know, he's paying people every week, and the stress it gives him, you know, but these guys, there must be a time where you go, look, I have to trust everyone's doing it right. But the framework must be there correctly to trust people, because who knows who's pinching money over there in this country or what's going on. Wow.
Correct. Everything with a Red Bull product, it's actually just made in one country. You know, it comes out of Austria. It's not positioned anywhere else in the world as far as made. So it's really a controlled frame, what they operate in. And everyone, they actually pick you and cultivate their staff, which is really cool. They want that guy that's sort of pushing the boundaries of different things and different sports and business. So that's why I think they're such a successful brand, because their philosophy is just do your best every single time.
Magic, isn't it? What a time. Cool. Honestly, what a time. You know, Red Bull, GoPro, I just keep thinking about the guy that just did 3 backflips on his dirt bike. Okay. How my mate Shannon Wheel, you may know of Mudgy, right? I remember he was painting swimming pools with me only 10 years ago. It was actually the day Chappelle Corby got told that she was going to jail, right? Where are you, Mudgy? Oh, I'm over at, I forget his name right now.
Josh Ian?
No, he's got everyone knows his name. He's got a foam pit at Boona.
Oh, Oh, shoeies.
Yeah, Shuey. So he's over at Matt Shoering's place. He was supposed to be painting a swimming pool with me, right?
Sure.
Where are you? I'm doing I'm going for a backflip in this foam pit at Shuey's place.
Yep.
All right, cool. And he did it. So that was just one backflip.
Yep.
And in the space of, with technology,
Yep.
the world G'ing you on with good vision from things like GoPro,
Yep.
the popularity of companies like Red Bull pushing this vision
Yep.
into, think of the what they've done for every athlete.
Yep.
In a roundabouts way,
Yep.
even if you're not one of their athletes, what they've done for your sport. Oh my God, Red Bull are in V8 supercars, say.
That's it.
Like that, this means we're something, we're someone, and now they're doing 3 backflips
Yep.
in 10 years
Yep.
just from people going, I can do better, I can do better.
That's right. Pushing the boundaries every single way. It's testing the human spirit all the time, because I knew when Josh Sheehan, he had 2 opportunities. He was going to ride away on 2 wheels, which is his bike, or 2 wheels of a wheelchair. So, it's a really hard thing for these guys to put themselves in what's called the force, and it's this altered mind state where everything clicks off apart from their determination as 100%.
Yeah.
And if they can move that forward into business, it's going to be a huge thing for everyone.
Yeah, my word. Why us though? You know what I mean? Do you find it? I had opposite just last week. I had a 68-year-old boxer sitting in your chair there, Ray Lestelle.
Yep.
So he just did a fight like a pro at the casino.
Yep.
And it's related, but not the same. He wanted to do it. He could do it. He's very strong and fit. But I said, why us, Ray? We've seen the old days just over there.
Yep.
And now we're in this high tech. The future is so amazing.
Yep.
Why us?
Yep.
If you were born only 80 years ago, life would have been fairly similar.
Yep. It's all about, everyone's in the mind frame. They're either going to succeed or they're not. They're either going to be pushing things forward. They're going to be testing markets. They're going to be testing boundaries. I said to you just before, Drew, like everyone's their own media brand right now, with all these social spaces and stuff. So you just got to say, I'm going to be 100% behind what my drive is, forget about everything else, and I'm going to be great at it. So, that's really the lead into why we're doing this event on the Gold Coast, Pulse X. It's about grabbing that young athlete, taking them from recreational rider up to a podium placement, like what I saw with Red Bull. Also taking, new business, small business, giving them a really good hand up, because it's the engine room of our economy. So let's give these guys a good chance, to promote products and to get them into international markets, into international buyers' hands.
Yeah,
that's
beautiful.
one of the things we're doing.
I love the idea about, and again, this podcast is sort of naturally getting that way, is creating our own stars.
Yeah.
It's funny what's sort of the Gold Coast sort of, we've got stars, but we're ready for the next, the feeling of Hollywood, where there's a culture of like, there's some guys big names that live in this little city here,
We're cultivating champions here, but we just don't talk about it enough.
No, but it's definitely changing right now.
Yep.
So Pulse X, when did you think of it?
This has been a vision for a long time. The company I'm with, we've been doing a lot of exporting and importing out of international markets, and I could just see this growth of adventure sport from my times at Red Bull coming through, and just watching the cross-pollination of different athletes. They might be a surfer, but they love to skate and snowboard and wakeboard, and I'm thinking, this is amazing. No one's really brought forward a platform that all these guys share experiences and their stories, and we can actually move through to the merchants to sell to new markets. So we just thought, let's give this a real red-hot go, and the website's live, so we're really stoked about all the interest we're getting, and we're going out to all the brands. We've had Red Bull come on board, say we love what you guys are doing. So about time that we launch this on the Gold Coast in December, and we take it to China, and then we're going to Russia after that. So, we've got some big aspirations and some really great athletes behind us who are looking at the product at the moment, saying, I have had Robbie Madison, who's really keen to come on board. He loves the story, because it's all about the storytelling. So, it's a great opportunity for new business to say, okay, we're going to sit in this space and we're going to be really loud. We're going to over-talk everyone, because the big brands are thinking, wow, these young guys are coming through, because it's never a better time now to actually put brands in front of people, because they're all media centres themselves.
Yeah, you're right, but storytelling. Like I've it's almost like I've grown tired of hearing these poor sports stars go for 5 minutes. Yes, I just did that. I did that. Okay, back to the weather or something,
Right.
But I would love to hear a guy I saw do a backflip on a Z50 Bilko.
Yep.
Or Robbie Madison. Like, how did you do it? Like, where did you start? Who was that mate that saw you? Who was the Steve Dart that went, hey, I reckon you'd be good to go on my Pulse X? Like,
That's it.
I'd sit there and like anyone would, it's human interest.
Yep.
So is that what the show's about? Is it like Is it a show? Or
Yeah, look, it's a combination. It was starting off just to be an exhibition, but we thought, look, this is going to be pretty big, so we want to take it into a live action sports show in the main auditorium. Then we want to take it through into the main 4 halls where the merchants get to tell their story.